ending this! This is the end.
Alright everyone, JB here. We're back with another Dragon Ball Legend video on the channel today. Now today, gonna be looking at pretty much a little crystal guide for you guys. Overall, just overall festival. You know, this is all the stuff that we have currently right now that I'm going to go over. We're probably going to get a couple more events, you know, for like part 2 and part 3. But so far, we're looking at well over 10,000 crystals. We're up there to around 16k for the total. So, you know, just, you know, stay to the end for that. Kind of waiting to put this video out because they did get some stuff reset this week and added into the game. So that being said though, if you're new around here, consider leaving a like on the video and join the channel. If you're a return subscriber, hey, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below as well. Very much appreciated. So first things first, the simple stuff. We have the, you know, like the login bonuses each week, every week. It's the same amount. We have the weekend login bonus, then we have the weekly where you're getting 70 crystals over a week. So I'm not, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and add in just the weekly, then the weekend bonus. They'll put us at 170. And also there is a social media campaign reward in the gift box for 150. So just make sure, you know, you guys are checking out. I don't know, I'm pretty sure this should be for everybody. You know, they did have something posted on Twitter for that. So we do have that. And then we're gonna go over here to the one thing that's probably giving us the most this entire festival is the raid. So in total, we have 6 of these this year, and there's going to be 700 coming for each one of these. So it's going to be 4,200 in total for crystals, but there's also missions for this as well. So there's going to be missions. I think it's based on you getting like the raid honors. So it's 400 coming from the missions right here. Yeah, so there's going to be 4 in total that you're going to have to get, but in total it's going to be 4,600 all coming from the raid. So this is probably the most that we're getting overall from everything in the game. So yeah, besides that, we're gonna hop back over to the events. So we did have some other stuff to talk about. So we do have this one right here, the grand battles. This is going to be giving us 300 as well. So make sure you're doing this. If you pull the new units, at least one copy, you can star them up by just simply doing this event. It's gonna give you 600 Z power. Pretty simple, pretty simple. Go ahead and add 300 on there. And now we also have a new co-op for the festival. This is what I was waiting on as well, for this to reset, to make sure that we actually had the same, you know, stuff added on here. But this right here is going to be 540 in total. You know, I always mention this, it is less than what it used to be because they took away the challenges, but that's better than nothing. So you're going to be getting 40 coming from just doing the first time rewards for each difficulty. And then 300 is going to be coming from the co-op shop. So if you didn't know this, make sure you scroll all the way to the bottom. It's going to be 300 sitting right here. And then an additional 200 is coming from the missions. The missions are pretty simple. You know, just make sure you're pretty much just playing co-op. That's literally what it says on there. So we're going to add that to our total. And we're almost at 6,000. Just that fast, right? So we do also have, we have a new tournament of power season. Overall, just a whole new tournament of power. So everyone has been reset to the same ranking. And, you know, let me know if you guys want more. I mean, there's not really much to do, you know, guide wise for tournament of power. It's not that hard, at least in my opinion, if you're actually building the right team and all that stuff. But for this one, I put the amount, I feel like everyone should be able to at least hit the top 50. We're in the C League. So, and they changed the rewards a little bit. So now you're not getting rewards from the final boss anymore or anything like that. And I think they took the rewards out of the missions as well. So I think it's only this. We can check really quick, but I'm pretty sure they did. But 800 should be easy. Top 50%, everyone's in the C League. And the bonus teams that they have is like Sun Fam, Dragon Ball. It's all teams that everyone should at least, those are, you know, pretty simple teams that you should have some solid options for. So we scroll down here for Tournament of Power. Yeah, I don't think they took away the missions entirely. So yeah, 800 is right there in the middle. But at the end of the day, this is depending on you, where you're ranking at. Now, can you get to 1,000 crystals, you know, in the top 25, top 10%? Yes, you can. That's you. So this is entirely dependent on, you know, how well you do. But for the most part, I think the majority of everyone should be able to get right there in the middle for 800. And there's a good thing I'm on the mission tab, because we have a couple things over here as well. So simple stuff right here with the mission plan. This is resetting in a couple days. I mean, in 1 day. So it's gonna be 500 coming from this. Same thing for your daily snaps. Now I just reset in mine because I just completed it the other day, but this is gonna be 500 per weekly. But since we're doing this in a sense of this is gonna be like the overall festival and all that stuff, for me, daily snaps are counted as 1,000 because the festival is you know, it's longer than 2 weeks and all that. You know, it ends pretty much in like January of next year. So we're gonna count that 1,000 plus the 500 from the mission plan. The mission plan, I'm not gonna count, you know, for the, you know, it resets every 2 weeks as well. But I'm just gonna count it just for that. But we also have some other stuff over here in the event tab. Then we have the special missions that we normally get every single year. This one is gonna be the same amount. It's gonna be up to 4,000. Now say it's 1,000. I know you guys are probably wondering, but it does say 1,000 because they did say they're gonna be adding them, you know, as we go throughout the festival, which in a sense, in a way, you know, I mean, it's cool and everything, but don't know why they did that, because normally they would just have the missions pulled up right here and you would just have to collect, you know, the festival, the medals and all that stuff. So we already went over the grand battle event. That's one right there. We already went over the festival raid. We do also have the PvP, the festival duel. So this one is 700 coming in total from the missions. So make sure you're basically just KOing characters and you're winning matches. And then we hop over here to the actual PvP side. We're gonna have, oh wow, okay, that was so random. All right, but yeah, we're gonna have so go over here to the little reward tab for you guys. As you can see, I've been playing a little bit, trying to get back into the game, but I haven't been playing that much. This is the same thing as Tournament of Power. This is very dependent on where you're ranking, so it's all upon you. You know, whether or not you want to put in the work to actually grind PvP, that is entirely on you. So if you're one of those people that want to actually grind, you're probably going to get higher than, let's say, like the top 10k, you know, or the top 30k. But that's what I'm going to be using, you know, as my basis right here. So we're going to add so we have 700 coming from the missions, and then we're going to add, we'll just say everyone, let's say you're playing enough to stay in that top, you know, 30k or the top 5%. So it's technically the same reward, you're just missing a couple other rewards right here, but it's 400 right there, plus let's say 200 for you to be in the top 10 or top 20. That's 600, but that's not all. So you might be wondering, what, you know, where else? Obviously we have something coming from the exchange shop for PvP, because we do have the medals, and it's an additional 300 coming from this. 300. So in total, that's 1,600 if you're ranking in that top 5% of people, or, you know, whichever one, top 30k. And if you're ranking higher than that, you're gonna be well over 2,000 crystals. So, you know, hey, maybe you want those crystals really bad, because everyone needs it, you know. So we have another one. It's gonna be a treasure battle. Make sure you guys are just playing this every single day to get the little, you know, the bouquets. Just go over here to the exchange shop. They're gonna be over here, and they're up to 1,000. I'm pretty sure. They've never changed it whenever they do like the little special, you know, treasure battles and all that stuff. So it is 1,000 in total. So we're gonna add that really quick, and we're sitting at around 14,600 chrono crystals. Now there's only a couple more things to mention really quick. We do also have Shenron. So we hop to the home page. Now Shenron, it's 1,000 crystals in total. So you look right here for the item list, it's always going to be towards the top right here. And there's only 4 Dragon Balls. You know, the rest of them you're getting from missions and everything, which the missions are really simple. So I'm also going to have a guide for this, because I know I'm pretty late, you know, getting this guide and other guides out. But at the end of the day, people that subscribe to the channel, you know the reason behind that. You know, your boy has to work. You know, sometimes I get to the video, sometimes I don't, but I'm here. So yeah, we have that as well. And we also have the festival challenge. And the way I did this one, I did it off of math, you know, with the remaining days that we have until it ends. And then all you're doing, you're just dividing that by 3. So we scroll down here to look for the festival challenge if it's down here. So it does go away on the 14th. You know, that's around like 50 something. No, I lied. Not 50 some days, but that's around, it's more than 20 days. It's like 30 some days, I think, about 40 some days. So I basically just did the math. You know, I divided how many days that was by 3, because if you scroll down here on step 3, you have a 1 out of 3 chance to get the crystals, and you should be getting around 600 from this. You know, between 500 to 600. Now, if you're getting anything less than 600, then hey, maybe the math was wrong, but the math doesn't lie when you put the numbers in. So we're looking at around 600 crystals coming from this. But if you do miss, let's say maybe 100, then you'll probably get like 500. Not that, you know, not that far off. But besides that, I believe we do have one last thing, maybe. I'm pretty sure. So we do have the Let's Fight. I like to mention this in just any crystal guide. This one is pretty simple. You know, you just bring characters with friendship rank 1, and you just use them. Make sure you guys also using like the friendship equipments whenever you use these the characters that are ranked 1 to get like the most crystals out of it as well. But if you're doing this every day over a week, you know, week span minimum, I've seen it's been about 150, and then it's going to go up to about 200 crystals at the max. That's the most I've ever seen, but I'm just going to add 150 for the bare minimum. Now we also have the Legends ranking. I think this was the last one to mention for this video. Now we do have the special one that's coming up pretty soon once this one ends in about a week, because that one is going to be double the rewards. That's going to be really nice, really nice. But with this one, 250 is what I'm going to add right here for everyone. If you've been playing the game decent enough, you should have enough points to be right here in the middle where 250 is at. And if you're higher than that, obviously you get 300. So we're going to add that on here. And we're sitting around 16,660 crystals. Now there is like a little bonus one that I didn't really mention, because I feel like everyone probably has already done this. You know, you've already claimed this, but if you haven't claimed these yet and you have these medals still, make sure you go into the shop. That this does go away in like a day, both of these. So make sure you guys are claiming both of these in the shop. And you know, but if you don't, you don't. That's up to you. But with that being said though, that's pretty much it. You know, we're looking at over 16,000 crystals, which isn't bad given the fact that we're probably going to see a couple more events. Maybe, you know, maybe like another festival tower challenge. You know, they love giving us those for like the anniversaries as well and the big celebrations. So I'm sorry if I sound a little tired. Your boy is a little tired, you know, but like I said, the video has to get out. Sorry for it being late and everything, but at the end of the day, expect one to be uploaded tomorrow, because I'm gonna have that one uploaded really early for you guys, since, you know, I haven't been uploading as much the last couple of days. So expect another guide out, you know, and then we're gonna have some team building guides for you guys as well. So with that being said though, enough yapping. Everyone have a blessed day. It's your boy JB. I'm out.